guys, welcome back to another Bums Blitz video. This is the second video of the week. If you missed the last one, click the annotation below. I told you I'd get this thing rolling once I had a new setup. It's a lot easier to start shooting, so hopefully I could keep this going week to week. I won't promise you that though. If you haven't already, I need you really to subscribe right now. So pause the video and click that red button down below. It'll help me out. We need to get to 100 subscriptions. So for this video, I thought I'd ask my Twitter followers if they had any questions they wanted me to answer, and that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, so the first question from Twitter comes from Isick03, and he asked, Bums Blitz, Antonio Brown or Cam for the first pick, standard league? I followed up with him, made sure there weren't any crazy bonus points so I could really answer it for him. He said that there were bonus points, but in my opinion, they weren't any type of big thing that would change my thoughts on this pick. For me, it's a no-brainer. You go Antonio Brown. When I've been drafting or mock drafting this year so far, Cam Newton's steady at third round, fourth round. You know, obviously if you're playing in a home league, there might be guys trying to jump at quarterbacks. So if you're used to your home league that you're playing in and you know that, you got some guys that like to reach for players or really don't know what they're doing, then maybe you might have to reach for certain players. But for me, I know that Cam is a great player. He's going to get you great points, but I'm not going to reach for him in the first or second round when I know he goes third or fourth, and the point differential from him and the other 5 top quarterbacks, and then from the 10 and 12 and 13 quarterbacks are only a couple points per game. It's not much of a difference. So you can get a great quarterback late in the 7th and 8th round, still put up great points for you. Antonio Brown, he's going to catch you tons of balls. He's going to get tons of points. He'll score some touchdowns. He's the consensus number 1 right now. But either way, even if you wanted to go like David Johnson or someone else for your first pick, Cam really isn't in the conversation for me. Next question from Twitter is from AJ Gamer or I'll be Flow 8. Bums Blitz, who is the biggest threat to take Antonio Brown's wide receiver crown this year? Julio, Odell, Marshall, or someone else? Well, this is kind of a cool question because I've actually talked about Marshall and Antonio Brown's bet or supposed bet. You can see that in the video right here. And basically, I think that there's really only one guy that could take his crown this year, and that is my man, Julio Jones. And that's not because I don't think the other guys are going to have a great year, and I know that some of you guys are actually kind of down on Julio, but if you really think about it, as long as he's healthy, he's really the most complete wide receiver, especially since Megatron is gone, in the league right now. He could do everything that Antonio Brown does, plus go deep and jump balls all day long. He is the best wide receiver talent-wise right now in the game. Now, you guys, I know you guys love Beckham. He's a great wide receiver, but he's the flashy big guy. He's going to make the plays, the crazy catches. He has great hands, but in that offense, the way his game style is, the way that offensive style is, plus they have, I think there's a new offensive coordinator over there now, so I don't think that he is going to catch 120 balls like Julio can and Antonio Brown does every year. Matt Ryan has had a new system last year. He wasn't really that comfortable with it. They're still getting used to it, but it's another year in a great system with a great quarterback. I think Sanu adds another element to it. Julio Jones could do those bubble screens. He could go out deep. He could run over the middle. He's got everything you need in a wide receiver to get 120, 130 receptions in a year. So I definitely think he is the guy to watch to break or take Antonio Brown's crown. Okay, so the last question of the day I actually thought was an interesting one because I was actually going to do a whole video on it, but this is good for now. Joey Reinhard 13 says, Bums Blitz, how far would you draft Josh Gordon? Really, my quick and easy answer is I won't draft Josh Gordon, or I probably won't draft Josh Gordon, or I would if it's really late in the draft and there's really not a lot going on and it's just taking a flyer, because that's what he is right now. He's a flyer. We really don't know where he's going to be in the system. He's been away from football for a year. Let's just say it the way it is. He is a screw up. You don't know if he's even going to be able to stay on the field for a full year. It's been tough for him to do that. He had a great year 2 or 3 years ago, and then 2 years ago he had an okay year with okay quarterbacks behind him, so you don't know how that's going to go. You really don't know what the system is going to be like, especially with RG3. And then you don't even know if RG3 is going to be the starter for sure. McCown is still there, so there's all kinds of question marks there. So that puts more stuff in my head that I just don't want to deal with. RG3 and him played at Baylor together, so that's good. They'll be used to each other, but still, he's been away for a year. He has to have some rust. And really, in that offense, on that team, they're so messed up. I just don't want to take a chance on him. They're saying that he may not even be the number 1 wide receiver on their team right now. That rookie that they got has been playing really well, and he has to earn his way back. It's just not something I want to do with my pick. I've seen him in mock drafts not get picked at all. So honestly, if the news comes out later on in the season or off season that he's playing really well, he's going to be the guy, then maybe I'll think about it. But for right now, I am not drafting him at all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for sending in all the questions. They are really great. Remember, if you haven't subscribed already, please do that right now. Just click that little red button. It'll help me out. Let's get to 100. Remember, you could always find me on Twitter at BumsBlitz, my website bumsblitz.com, Facebook BumsBlitz. Again, I keep it simple for you. Until next time, I will talk to you later.